now. I'm Captain Freakout from the planet High and Tight, the awesome, crushing the minds, that of the Eugene S. Robinson Show Stomper! Real happening. Yeah, that looks highly sus. Welcome, my friends, to a show that never seemingly kinda ends. This is version of 3, a 4, I believe. I'm the last to know. I'm the Eugene S. Robinson Show Stomper. It's a year-end dealio, even though we got 2 more shows in the year-end. We got the 22nd, 29th. But we're just going to call this the year-end to match it up to the Substack. I'm your host, Eugene S. Robinson. So we're going to let Bob Riley and Stigmata sing us in like he has every single week since 2007. The song is called Intro All or Nothing. Still available from Revelation Records in Huntington Beach, California. Actually, the song's called Intro All or Nothing. The record's called Calling of the Just. Still available. Revelation Records, Huntington Beach, California, where they shoot you at the nightclub. Get called with a hammer and run your mayor pro town out of town to open up a substandard and get failing restaurant in Central Florida. Go and buy it. The first drink.
I'm on my way back to nowhere.
But I could not see so clear, but I'm taking a real good look at you. I'm taking a real good look at your face. So being came back and for always nothing. All right, mind up. You know, I told somebody, I was thinking about taking a class, and they start laughing, and they go, iPhone for older adults? I was like, that's pretty eerie. Yeah, that's the class I was going to take. Adult education. So, yeah, in your face, all up in your face. As I, that's become, there's only one other person would know what that meant. You want those double D's all up in your face? Hey, baby, you're 300 pounds. You forgot to mention that. Here we are. Beware the Ides of December. Halfway through, and I'm in a jolly mood. I'm in a jolly mood. Hey, Mr. Robinson, why for? yeah. He and everybody else fix the plumbing. Yes. I mean, Mr. Robinson, why for you in such a good mood? What happened? You wouldn't think I'd be in a good mood because the sentencing, yeah, you got to be the first conductor. No little red caboose here. The sentencing that was supposed to take place yesterday, Mr. Robinson, I didn't read, I read the Substack, but it said nothing to do about we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the fights. You know, somebody who was not a native English speaker looked at the word fight to me and was like, how do you get fight out after that? It doesn't say finish, fight. Why don't you spell it F-I-T-E? It rhymes with kite. You spell kite, K-I-T-E. Why don't you spell and I go, look, man, I don't know. I didn't make up the rules. I use them, but I don't know how to make up the rules. So you pronounce it from like kite if you like. I'm going to just keep saying fight. So we're going to get to all that. So let's go back in the week. All right. So earlier, well, let's see. Can I do that in a way that makes sense? Because I want to lead with my best foot forward. First of all, I know it's a holiday season and all that, but keep in mind, TM is keeping you guys afloat. He's the only one who's donating. He's like the new Tommy Pounds, the only one who's donating to keep the lights on here regularly. Yeah, you could pay, but by virtue of the fact that you guys are here, maybe you're part of the crew that's not paying. I'm saying I'm not busting balls. $5 with $1.50, whatever. Got to pay you $100 a week. Let's make it worth everybody's while. That's all. The commercial is done. So anyway, early in the week we did If the Shoes Fit. I did a lot of shit this week. I did If the Shoes Fit. I did Bad Boss Brief. And then in addition to doing Bad Boss Brief, we were the host of Bad Boss Brief. We're on a show in Luxembourg called RTL Today. And it's weird. I've actually seen this show staying in hotel rooms in Luxembourg. Fuck Cyclone. Hey, you didn't miss anything. I've been stuttering and muttering like the prick that I am. So I did that this week. And I'd like to say it's a high quality show, but I just got an email from them. They're like, oh, we messed up the video. So it's just going to be audio. And then we're going to use photos of you guys. It's like, you know what? 50 Cent said it best. If I fail on my own merits, I'm all right with that. I just fucked up. I failed, But if I fail because of somebody else's stupidity, then I'm raging. So I'm still okay because I know at the end of the week, and I'm counting the days. At the end of the week, I got something to forward to look to. I got my Substack all written for the sensing, and some strange things happen. We're now talking about the financial fraudster Carlos Watson, his trial. A lot of interesting things happened this week. Sean Merchant at Forbes. I think it's Forbes did an article on his time, quoted me amply about how not only is he a bad. Oh, that's right. The pre-sentencing report came out. The government and the feds decided to use large portions of my letter in the pre-sentencing report, up to and including where I said he was the worst boss I ever had, and more significantly, it was the worst human being I've ever met. And keep in mind, and keep in mind that I have met Charles Manson and John Wayne Gacy, and I still stand on that, right? Those guys were perfectly affable guys, providing you weren't like tied up in their basements or at home. But from Watson, you were safe nowhere. And there are all kinds of different types of murder. There's physical murder, but there's also psychic murder, of which he tried to do all manner and variety of the above. And what he's continued to do is antagonize this judge, up to and including, and you're going to love this, get ready to take a drink. As part of one of his many documentaries that he's been pushing out, that he finally got somebody at Inc. magazine to write a piece on, almost uninterrupted. Like the first half is like, just let him talk. And then the second half, they debunk all of his talk. But at one of the points, they talk about Eric Comedy, the judge in his case, playing the stock market like a dreidel. That means the anti-Semitic, they're not even undertones anymore. All of a sudden, Watson's become super Negro. These are not undertones. Somehow, him being a super Negro, it tries to trade on the trope of black anti-Semitism to an attempt to his benefit, so that when my spies go to court on Friday, it's nuts. There are cops outside. There are 20 cops outside. There are multiple stop points where they're wanding people down, patting people down, taking the time to take out your purse, going through everything. No laptops, no iPads, no iPhones, no flip phones, nothing electronic. And she goes, hey, was some big trial today? She goes, no, this is what the guard says. This is for the Watson thing. Because they expected that the streets would be full of people, free Watson. There are about 10 people who showed up. In a city of 12 million, about 10 people. So she sits on, she sees Watson out prior to go and says hello. Now they know who she is, that she's my producer. She's there, and she says hello, and she goes, it wasn't even like he shot daggers at her. He just look through her. So they get into court. And they put my stuff in the pre-sentencing report, which is genius. They put all of it in, where I talked about how he had robbed me with the PPP money, how he owed me probably $37,380. The whole bit, all of it. So now he's got the world is divided into anti and pro. He's figured out we're anti whatever. I told myself in 2018, I think it was 17, that as long as there was breath in my body, I would do everything in my power to fuck him over as badly and as aggressively as I could. Knife in the back, Octave Mirbeau said it best in The Torture Garden, some backs cry out for the knife. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Chewing on his towel. So he won't speak to her. And they get into court, and this is, I don't know if you've said, Ted Gordon, overbooked attorney. Dave Thomas on SCTV did this great one. If you find it on YouTube, put the link up in the comments. Yeah. And so Ted Gordon, the overbooked attorney, is just blowing it. Like blowing it. John Candy's his client. Very funny on SCTV. In reality, the court session opens at 9, and the guy, this new guy, the Trump guy that they've got, because he figured the judge is a Trump guy, we're going to get an attorney, co-counsel, Trump guy. He could talk to him in Trump terms, and there'll be some sort of sympathy going on. Forget about the fact that he's been antagonizing the guy with anti-Semitic tropes, befitting of Nazis. Take a drink. That has been going on. So they get this guy, and the guy is like fumbling, stuttering, muttering, dropping papers, and like this goes on for like an hour and a half. And finally, the judge says, "Hey, yo, could you address this document?" And the guy goes, "Well, I haven't read it." "What do you mean you haven't read it?" He goes, "This is the first time seeing it. It's 8 pages long." "Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, what do you need to finish it?" "I need some more time." "Okay, well, how much time would you want?" "So, well, maybe we could come back January 7th or January 13th or maybe February 7th. Because no, this is sentencing. We got the pre-sentencing what we got. He goes, "Oh, okay, well, what about 90 minutes? And the judge goes, "Yeah, sure, whatever, 90 minutes. Go out 90 minutes. He said, "Also, I'd like to give some time for his side of the gallery to fill." Apparently, they expected many more supporters than the 10 that were there. A few show up, and so they go and they have their meeting. This is when my spy actually, not at the beginning, this is when my spy says hello and he won't talk to her. Come back in after an hour and a half, and they said, "Hey, okay, what are we doing here?" He goes, "I object." They said, "You object," "And I object to this." And what do you object to? And he keeps going on with these objections. And then finally, the prosecutor raises a hand and says, and I could be getting some of this wrong, but I think generally it's pretty what I've heard. The prosecutor raises his hand, the government, and says, "I just want it understood that the objections that they're raising are objections to a document they generated." We had nothing to do with that document, by the way, FYI. And the judge says, "Are these your?" "Well, yeah. Okay, hey, listen, okay, you know what?" the judge is completely and thoroughly sick. Now, in the process, he was looking at 37 years. If this changes your bet at all, they tacked on 2 more years because he perjured himself on the day that he was convicted. They got him on a perjury charge. Pretty much like I got arrested for false information to a police officer and false impersonation. They dropped the false impersonation charge and they gave me the false information. Once you get pegged as a liar, you realize it's a very hard hole to dig your way out of. And he's trying. Watson, he's trying. These are objections. And he goes, "Well, I wasn't the counsel then." says French, I think his name is, with this Trump co-counsel. And then the judge goes to Sullivan, the guy who carried on through the trial for Watson. Sullivan, you and the co-counsel, he goes, stands up, goes to the mic. I've got nothing to add at this time. Essentially says, I don't know what the fuck's going on. So Sullivan sits back down. Samir and Susie don't get sentenced until January, right? Which is another reason why they can't keep bumping it back. Their sentencing is contingent on his sentencing. So they keep going back and forth, and they're fumbling and they're bumbling. And then finally it gets so late that they say, I'm not clear what you want to do with this, but I tell you what, I want you to have as much time as you need. So we're just going to push this over to Monday at 9 a.m. And if there's any reason that you can think of that 48 hours hasn't been enough to read the 8 pages, I'd like you to prepare that in a statement as well on Monday. Checkmate. Checkmate. Because not only did he fly a bunch of people to New York and then have to put him up, keep messing around. It's your bill. Run it up. So now he's looking at 39 years, 39. And for the first time, I saw financial restitution is a requirement. And let me read it to you, because it's such a wonderful figure. It's such a wonderful figure. I don't even know if I can add. I'm not used to numbers this big, but let me try. The court is imposing restitution. This is what the prosecutor wants the court to impose restitution of $37,319,720.68. Let me do that again. $37,319,720.68. Okay, they sweetened it by saying we're asking for 180 months imprisonment on counts 1 and 2 to be followed by a mandatory 2-year consecutive sentence on count 3, forfeiture as set forth, the forfeiture and an imposed restitution of $37 million. Yowza. Yeah, that gets your attention. People want to see my wife's OnlyFans page, so we're going to set that up. Making me, yes, a computer pimp, I guess. Anyway, that's the show. This is version 344 of the Eugene S Robinson Show. Stomper. Got to go to the House of the Hills with my bro, the one who invented Match.com, have a play date for the kids. Yeah, but it doesn't. I mean, realistically, if she's on my page, if she's on my page, we lose all the southern sites, right? So why do I want to be an anchor on her page? Let her be on her do her page, and that way I can pimp it through this show. I mean, what you think I'm ashamed to have you guys see my wife's ass? Like what? Come on. So I think that's the play. We'll do that in the new year. Anyway, this is the end of the show. We've gone a little bit over. Thank you for sticking through it. Try not to die between now. Check the sentencing tomorrow. Or if you're still on that Twitter machine, do it there. I'm on Blue Sky, but I'm just posting on Blue Sky. I'm not really there. There doesn't seem to be a lot to the party there. It's like going to Mono. The disco of flashing lights. It's a new club. And there are 3 people in it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm working. Anyway, all right, you guys. All right, we'll see you soon. And you know what we said? Look what you made me do! I don't die, buddy. I don't die.